Good morning, everyone. We're about to bring you the latest COVID-19 UAE updates. However, if you found this podcast through an article, which so many of you are doing, please hit that subscribe button wherever you get your podcasts so you can get your Dubai news daily. Good morning, Dubai. Welcome to the Lovin Daily. Today we're talking about a number of brilliant stories. We're talking about a video of a baby camel. This is actually heartbreaking to watch, eating plastic in the desert. We're talking about 1,000 people from around the world will get the Dubai long-term visa. We're talking about the COVID priority list has widened for the vaccine. And I'm here with Simran and Alibaba. As always, how are you doing?
I'm good, Casey. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm just complimenting your pink. There's a pink situation.
There's a lot of pink. Like this morning, my makeup was just all over the place.
Yesterday in the office before I left, we were talking about our favorite colors, and I said mine was pink. And what did you say yours was?
Just very dark colors.
Which is
dark.
And then you come in the next morning bright.
I think subconsciously I just wanted to, impress you. So
debatable.
Debatable. I mean, I'm looking at
Impress me with coffee. Don't impress me with your makeup.
Sometimes, Casey, you impress me when you dress up really, in a dress, your hair. So I'm like, oh my God, you look so good. And then when I dress up for you, you're like, no, coffee. You won't cut it.
Well, I don't like to think that we don't dress for other people. You dress to make yourself feel comfortable and happy, so we shouldn't. That's why I'm saying you shouldn't dress.
Dress to impress.
What else are you dressed to impress?
Dress to impress. You're saying not to dress to impress? Oh.
Well, impress yourself.
But Simran actually is very fashionable, as you can see. So I think that.
Oh my God, girl!
I want to jump into our first stories.
Yes, please.
There's a video that we're sharing with you. It's on Facebook right now. We're going to share it on Instagram in a little bit. It's a really sad watch. It's a video of a baby camel eating plastic in the desert, and it's basically highlighting the damage that we're causing. If you're seeing it on Facebook, you'll see how sad it is because it was taken by Winston Cowie, who is a marine policy manager at Environment Agency Abu Dhabi. And it just shows drone footage of camels moving through the desert. And then you look closely, you see a baby camel moving forward, bending down to pick up a blue plastic bag. And then luckily, I think it's literally the drone that gets the camel's attention. So rather than in many circumstances, this would happen, that the camel would eat the plastic that was left behind by a human. The drone gets its attention and the baby camel moves along in a really cute, I don't know, camel's run or.
Yeah.
And it just shows the devastating effect of what a single piece of plastic could have on the environment, created by us. And the caption that went with it, I just want to highlight because I think that's what's really touching. By Winston Cowie, he said, "It's just one plastic bag. It's just one single coffee cup. It's just one bottle of water, just one or maybe more. Maybe it's a single-use plates or utensils that you bring out in the desert. And then rather than clean them up, it's getting eaten by a camel. Maybe a baby camel in a couple of months will eat it and die and get sick because of our carelessness."
Oh my God, that is just ridiculous.
But you've seen it, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
No, I haven't seen it, but I'll see it afterwards. But that's really so sad. Like, people go out camping to deserts, they make use of nature. We go into their habitat and then we go litter there. Like, we're just taking over the world and not giving any consideration to the wildlife, to other living beings. It's just we've become so selfish when it comes to these kind of things.
And I think sometimes it takes a video, and it shouldn't take this. It takes a video, it takes a headline, it takes a story to grab people's attention, because we do see a lot of waste here. Yeah. We see it in the parks. Sometimes if you're in different Facebooks in Dubai, someone will take a photo of, even in your local community, the mess left beside a rubbish bin. And it's like, you're meant to stuff it in. Like, you get the rubbish in, you don't leave it outside, even getting it to the rubbish bins. But there is an issue in the community that people are prone to waste. And then, like you said, when people are going camping, you could just leave one single thing behind. I've been camping before. You take your whole house with you, basically. You take everything. Yeah. And then you're barbecuing. I like to think that we always pick up after ourselves. We have big bags of rubbish when we leave. But you have to be so careful, because this is just one plastic bag. That one plastic bag could have been eaten by that baby camel, and that baby camel could have died. And it's just a really good reminder, but it also opens up the conversation of how we need to be more careful.
not just in the desert, but in the city as well. We have birds, we have cats, we have stray animals, and they do, like, the tissue that you leave behind, they do go and eat it. The cards, the tissues, the plastic, the straws, and it gets stuck. And really, like, it properly gets stuck, and then they have nothing. Like, they're just crying for help. But you can't do anything because, like, people don't want to touch strays, and I don't
So
know, like,
sad.
all the things. But it's so simple. Like, you don't have to help. Just don't litter. Like, pick up after yourself. The best thing about the city is that there are rubbish bins all over the place. So it's like you just walk for 2 minutes and you will find a trash can or some kind of disposable garbage. Just throw it inside. It doesn't take anything from your side to dispose of garbage.
I will say that's a tiny thing of COVID in that every now, like if I ever saw like, let's say like a large piece of litter, I'd always pick it up and throw it in the bin. But
Yeah,
because of COVID, you're a little bit more
true, very true.
careful about these things now.
And
It's
people just
perfect.
throw away masks. So it's like, come
Oh,
on.
the mask,
Like, come on.
the situation with masks on the floor. Um, yeah, I talk about Goose all the time, but when we walk her, she will eat anything. She will eat plastic. She
Yeah.
will eat anything she finds on the floor. So we are constantly fishing unusual things, like chicken bones. There's people are just leaving bones of their food around, and animals are trying to digest it,
Are
and they
you
can't. It
guys
gets stuck.
okay? Are you guys okay? But I saw the video of Goose carrying that long branch. That was so cute.
She was enjoying herself.
She actually later, James took that video earlier. This is my dog Goose. And have you ever seen those videos of dogs? So Goose is about this size, picking up sticks that are about this long
Mhm.
and trying to carry them home. So later last night, she saw the same stick and she got that stick like 200 meters to our house. And then we didn't let her get inside. So she'll have it on the next walk.
That's so cute
So
though.
cute. She can't.
Can you caption the video? Goose living her best life.
Dogs and sticks is cute. A dog doing dog stuff. You know, when
Yeah.
like when dogs go through little doors, dogs doing dog
And the
things.
TikTok videos where they put voices for the dogs when they do things. Oh.
Yeah. Lovin Extra is here. This is the new membership, and while absolutely nothing changes for our readers, extra members get access to premium content, exclusive competitions, and first look for tickets and access to the coolest events across the city, and Lovin merch. If you subscribe right now, a very cool Lovin Red Eco Water bottle will be delivered to your door. Best.
Okay, anyway, moving on to our second story. So 1,000 people from around the world to get Dubai long-term visas. Now this is an interesting long-term visa update, and individuals in creative fields are invited to apply for a cultural visa which is valid for 10 years. And the move that enhances Dubai's position as a global center for culture, an incubator for creativity, and a thriving hub for talent, and a preferred cultural destination. Now, this was said according to the Dubai media. And the announcement is a collaboration between Dubai Culture and Arts Authority and GDRFA. The initiative began back in 2019, and in total, almost 120 cultural visas have been distributed. Dubai Culture and Arts Authority to grant cultural long-term visas to 1,000 creators, and the rollout has started, and it's being and people can apply for this. Now, the cultural long-term visas were created to entice people from creative fields to move to Dubai. And if this is you and you live abroad, you can apply for this. And they are welcoming talented creative fields from literature, culture, fine arts, performing arts, and design, as well as those in heritage, history, and knowledge related sectors, as well as intellectual and creative industries, are encouraged to apply. And there is a set of criteria that you must meet in order to receive the visa, including a pledge you must make to contribute to 36 hours of community service. Sorry?
Does it make sense that you would do this?
Yeah, 36 hours of community service and to the UAE in a creative capacity, and the first initiative of its kind. And this specifically is the first initiative of its kind in the world. And the cultural visa was launched in 2019 by the ruler of Dubai. So it makes sense, like the 36 hours of community service.
Well, so they're offering people something that's so coveted,
Yeah.
and there are a number of options for people who live abroad to come to the UAE under visas. This is a really, really long-term visa. That's something that people really, really want,
Yeah.
and it's for people in the creative fields, like you mentioned, the arts and people involved in
Heritage and, yeah.
history and literature. So if they have to pledge 36 hours to do something community service within the field that they're coming, 36 hours over 10 years. I think it would be it's nearly quite interesting because then they're contributing to society in such a positive way because
Yeah.
they're bringing their talents into and bringing their talents from abroad and combining it with UAE culture to make it something amazing. So not only do I think it makes sense, I think it's really smart.
It is, for sure. giving back to Dubai is giving you something, and then it's like a give and take.
Mhm.
So that way it's excellent move, and it welcomes a lot of different people, different creatives from around the world, and just diversifies Dubai even more than it's already diversified.
Exactly. And this is just the cultural visa, but we've spoken previously about the retirement visa and the student's family visa. There was a report recently about the student's family.
Okay, yeah.
Which one?
Students visa where they can sponsor their family to come down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So there's like a number of new visas, and there was a report just in the last few days by I think S&P Global Ratings about the population in Dubai declining over the last year. Now we are a city of expats. COVID, there was job losses. So yes, the population declined. However, that's because a number of people went home. We are seeing also in the last year, the UAE and Dubai opening up a number of opportunities for people to get new visas. So maybe you weren't here under a work visa before, but you can actually do a work from Dubai visa, still maintain your job at home. So they've literally opened up like 5 different avenues. So yes, the population has declined, but I'm hoping we're actually going to see an increase over the next year through all these new avenues. So if you're a creator and you live in another country, you can actually come and live here. And we always see on Instagram, like people are watching from all over, right?
Yeah.
There's like, I literally just saw someone saying, hi from Texas and
Brazil. Texas, yeah.
Where are you from? We can see your comments.
We're just looking at the screen there, but like, yeah. Both we were looking, watching.
Someone's saying good morning. So this is the thing, like people from all over the world, you can come and you can wake up to this view if you live on the 42nd floor in JLT.
My friends who went back to India during the pandemic because of job losses, they're all starting to trickle back in because the job market is opening up and people are recruiting and hiring as events open, as the city reopens, but everything with precaution. Yeah. So yeah, it's starting. Like people are coming back, and
it's a super positive time of year to be in Dubai, not forgetting, and we'll jump into our next story, not forgetting obviously that COVID, we still live in a pandemic time. Yesterday, every single Tuesday, we have the press briefing. So basically the government gives us a wider picture of what's going on in the UAE related to COVID-19. One of the key updates is that the priority list has now widened to include residents over 40 years of age. So as you know, about 6 weeks ago, what happened was the government said we were prioritizing the elderly, we were prioritizing people of determination, people with chronic illnesses. We had hoped and expected that list would widen. So now if you're a resident of Dubai over 40 years of age, you can now start booking your vaccine on the DHA Insa app.
Woohoo!
And eventually, and I like how they're doing this. They're doing this in tiers. They're doing this in stages of people who need it most. So it's going to eventually trickle down to our age, my age, and then eventually to someone's age. That's how you know your age when you're included in the next bracket. So hopefully the next one will be 30. So that I'll go and I'll report back. But as well as that, there's been a gradual decrease in cases. So if you've been watching the numbers, we're seeing total active cases have dropped down. We're at 11,000 now, 2,700 new cases in the last 24 hours. And that's kind of staying gradually. It was a bit higher for about a month or two. So we're going down. Also, they noted 61% of the elderly population in the UAE have received the vaccine. My mama is one of them. Proud of her, proud of the UAE for helping roll that out. Some quick notes. If you have symptoms, and this is one of the key things that they said, if you have symptoms, get checked early. I think people now think that because it's been a year, you may think that you're not actually going to get COVID. So people with flu symptoms are not getting checked. It's crucial to get checked early so you can heal quicker. One thing. Number two, the vaccine is safe, particularly for people of elderly. It's most effective for them. So if that's you, definitely check that out. The vaccine cannot cause, and I think this is key because if you're getting the vaccine, you might possibly think that within the first, when you're experiencing symptoms, the vaccine cannot cause a positive test, as the approved COVID-19 vaccines in the UAE do not contain the live virus causing the disease. Thus, the vaccine cannot actually infect you, which is interesting. And
the vaccine doesn't infect you?
No, so the vaccines approved in the UAE cannot infect you.
But don't vaccines put COVID inside?
There are different types of vaccines, and the vaccine here cannot cause a positive result, as the approved COVID-19 vaccines do not contain the live virus. So I think in some cases, some vaccines contain the live virus. The ones approved here in the EU do not, and thus the vaccine cannot infect you. take note.
Okay. So you cannot test positive after getting the vaccination because they're not living cells.
Well, you could test positive in like some scenarios. However, the vaccine itself will not cause you to test positive.
Okay, so if you get the virus, you can get the virus after your first dose, which they have told previously, but you cannot test positive because as a result of the vaccination.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like these press updates are so helpful because there's a lot of questions. And I actually thought I've mentioned before when my mum took the vaccine here after she was experiencing symptoms, and we were like, we got her a test because we thought maybe the vaccine had caused it. No. Not possible. But she could have picked it up in the other environment. So I guess it's safe to definitely get checked. But yeah, those are the updates. All of them available on Twitter, and CIMA, which is the National Crisis and Management Authority. Very, very helpful. Every single Tuesday night, they all come through and we try and deliver them to you in as bite-sized chunk as possible.
Yes, true. And we get so many questions on like where to book, how to book, and the apps are so convenient. The DHA app, the Al Hussein app, the Seha app. So they give you like the places where you can book, and you can book through those applications, and you get the results through them as well, and emails and the QR codes, right? Everything is just there on the app. So just download that if you guys want to book your test. It's so convenient, super, super convenient. And moving on to our next story, a labor worker fights to get compensation after an accident left him disabled. So a South Asian 38-year-old labor worker was left disabled after a grievous construction site incident, and the blue-collar worker was left permanently disabled after bricks fell on him at a construction site. His walking ability was impaired, leaving him confined to a wheelchair, and he suffered 20% disability in his pelvis and multiple fractures on both his legs. The company then terminated his contract due to his permanent disability and also denied any wrongdoing, as it claimed that his outsourcing firm was responsible to compensate for his injuries, and the firm was not taking responsibility. However, later the firm was fined 10,000 dirhams and was ordered to pay and then eventually paid 500,000 dirhams in compensation for the accident to the blue-collar worker. And the authorities also called out the firm for their incredibly unsafe work environment and the fact that it even led to this incident in the first place. So, yeah, and the blue-collar worker was said to be the sole bread earner for the family. And after the firm denied him compensation, he had to go and file a case for it.
Well done, authorities.
Well done.
Because you can just see how that happens. Because you can see the firm he was working with were like, well, you're actually outsourced. You work with another company, so we're not going to take responsibility for it. You can see how that happens because they don't want to pay that claim. So amazing that this man went ahead. He took it to the courts, and the court's justice was solved. And hopefully that money will go in some way to helping him regain his fitness.
Yes, very true. Fitness. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. But yeah, amazing job on the 30s for getting him justice and giving the, finding the company as they rightfully deserve.
So scary being the sole breadwinner of your family, like the pressure on people for whatever reason, if there's one or two and whatever it might be, if the pressure on someone to actually provide for your family, if you have kids, whether or not they're in this country or in another country, it's really scary. I think as we get older, we'll probably end up feeling that.
There's so much conversation around that because that is so true. It is scary to be the only breadwinner in the family. But the thing is, in South Asian countries, that women work, and it's like the husbands don't want their wives to work, or the families don't support the wives working and all of that. So it's
well, it could be a generalization.
No, a lot of families, like not every family. When I went back to India recently, the taxi driver who I was with, he was so nice. He was just so open about everything, but he's like, the one thing he will never allow is his wife to work. So it's like, some people and some cultures,
the labor worker is Superman. I just wanted to say that.
Oh, Superman, yes.
Yes.
He's real life Superman.
He fought for his justice and he stood up for himself.
So. Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ali. On that note, that is it for us on the Lovin Daily this morning. We missed, I don't know what's happened on Instagram, but we've lost our feed. So if by any chance you were watching on Instagram and you jumped over to Facebook,
thanks for jumping over.
Thanks. The likelihood is slim. But thank you so much, guys. That is it for us on the Lovin Daily.
What?
It's nearly Thursday.
Oh.
Yeah.
No wake up Thursdays. We'll see you tomorrow
No
morning,
Wake Up
same
Thursdays.
time, same place. Have a good one. Stay safe and wash your hands. Bye. Guys, that is a wrap for the Lovin Daily. We are back same time, same place every weekday morning. And of course, don't miss the Lovin Show every Tuesday where I chat with Dubai personalities. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and have a great day.